Hey, 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 do you know what time it is? It is your Windsor Essex County Weekly Real Estate Market Recap. And this week, I want to share with you something a little bit different. Make sure you stick around to the end because I have the Bank of Canada update that every family in Windsor Essex County needs to hear right now. So far this month in Windsor Essex County, we had 248 families made their move. 360 families step back without making one. And if you're watching this right now, there is a good chance you are somewhere in that picture. Today, I want to talk to you honestly about both because whichever side you are on, you deserve the real story, not just the numbers. My name is Kris Ramotar, a local realtor right here in Windsor Essex County, and each week I get to help families just like you make the right informed decision, whether that is buying, selling, upsizing, downsizing, or relocating to or within Windsor Essex County. And if any of that sounds like where your family is right now, my contact information is right below this video. Reach out anytime. I would love to help. So far this month, let me walk you through what July 2026 is actually telling us. We had 693 families made the decision to bring their home to the MLS for this month in Windsor Essex County. Think about what that actually means for each of them, including you if you're watching this video. Some spent weeks getting ready, painting, cleaning, decluttering, letting strangers walk through the space where they raised their kids, cooked their meals, celebrated their milestones. Some were terrified. Some were excited. Most were probably both at the same time. 248 of those families found someone on the other side who was ready to make the same kind of commitment. They came together at a number that worked and terms as well. They moved forward. The average price where that happened was almost $546,000. The median price was $500,000, and it took an average of 43 days to get there. Now, let me talk about the 360 families who stepped back, because I think this is the part that deserves the most care and the most honesty. 50 had their homes run out without finding a match. 310 families choose to pull back before that happened. And here's what I want you to hear about those 360 families, because this is something most market updates never explain. When a home comes off the MLS in Windsor Essex County, one of three things usually happen next. Some families relist at a price they feel is more realistic based upon what the market has been telling them. They listen to the feedback, they adjusted, and when they came back with that honest number, they almost always move forward. Some families relist at the exact same price and hope that the right buyer is still out there. Sometimes that works, but more often the market gives them the same answer it gave them the first time. And some families take their home completely off the market. They are not getting the price and terms that they want right now, and they would rather wait than settled. That is a completely valid decision, and I don't blame them. It just means that when you see a home disappear from the market in your neighborhood, it does not necessarily mean it sold. It might mean that that family is simply not ready to move on those terms yet. Now, here's the part that most people overlook when they see these numbers. It also depends on the motivation of that family. Some of those families have to move, a job relocation, a life-changing decision, a financial situation that requires action. When you have to sell, you work with what the market is telling you because you do not have the luxury of waiting. And honestly, those families always find a way forward because necessity creates clarity. But some of those families do not have to move right now. They want to, they would like to, but if the number is not there, they can just stay right where they are and wait. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Patience is a strategy too. And understanding which situation a seller is in gives you a real advantage on both sides of this market. If you're buying and you see a home that came back on the market, pay attention. Did the price change? Did the photos get refreshed? Did the presentation improve? And try to understand whether this is a family who has to move or a family who's simply testing the market again. Those two situations require a very different approaches in a negotiation. And if you're selling and your home recently came off the market, the most important conversation you can have right now is an honest one. Do you have to sell or do you want to sell? That answer should shape everything about your strategy moving forward. Now, let me give you the condo numbers because the picture tells its own story. We had 76 families brought their condo to the market in Windsor Essex County so far this July. Only 16 moved forward with a deal. The average price where those matches happened was just over $395,000, and the median was almost $336,000. And condos are taking about 52 days on average to find a match or a family right now. If a condo has been part of your plan, here's what those numbers are telling you. Your options are generally open right now. You have real time to look carefully, compare properly, and find a place that actually fits where your life is going. And the sellers in the market right now need to be realistic about what today supports. That gives you real room to have an honest conversation about price. Let me speak directly to you now if selling has been on your mind. 248 families moved forward so far this month. That is real. That is happening right now in Windsor Essex County. But here's the honest truth about what separates the family who move forward from the ones who step back. Price. When your asking price reflects what similar homes have actually sold for recently in your specific neighborhood, the market responds. When it reflects what you hope to get or what someone down the street got 2 years ago, it goes quiet. And here's a question I always ask the family I sit down with before we talk about anything else. Do you have to sell or do you want to sell? If you have to sell, we work with the data from day one. We price it correctly and we show it at its absolute best. And we move forward with clarity and purpose because we need this to work. If you want to sell but do not have to, you have a little bit more room to breathe. But I will always still encourage you to price it honestly from the very start. Because the family who test the market with a high number and then chase it down over weeks and months always end up in a worse position than if they had started out at the right number on the very first day. The conversation that changes everything for you is the one where you sit down with real comparable data from your specific neighborhood from the last 60 to 90 days and build your price from there. Not from what you paid, not from what you need the number to be, from what the market is actually telling you today. I know that conversation can feel very uncomfortable at times. Pricing your home can be very personal. It is personal. It can almost feel like someone is putting a number on your memories and everything you built in your space, in your home. And you know what? I understand it completely. And I will always have that conversation with honesty and with genuine care for you, your family, and your situation. But the families who hear that honest number and act on it are the ones who move forward. And moving forward is what gets you to the next chapter you're ready for. Now, let me talk to you if buying has been on your mind. Your position right now is generally good, and I want you to understand exactly why. We had 693 families who choose to put their home on the market this month, and only 248 families move forward. We only had 248 homes that were sold. That means there are sellers right now who came in with one expectation and are working through a different reality. And as I just explained, some of them have to sell. Those are the sellers who are most ready to have a real honest conversation about price and terms. The median price where families move forward this month is $500,000. This is where most successful connections are happening in Windsor Essex County right now. Before you book a single home, get your mortgage pre-approval done. Know your real budget, not just what you qualify for on paper, but what you are generally comfortable paying every single month. Know the difference between what you actually need and what simply will be nice to have. That clarity is what lets you move quickly and confidently when the right home comes along. And keep your eyes on home that recently came off the market and came back. When you see a home return, especially with a price adjustment or a fresh presentation, that is a seller who received honest feedback and acted on it. That is often your best opportunity right now in this market. And if you're finding value in this video, hit the like button right now. It helps family in Windsor Essex County find this information when they need it the most. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. I do this every single week. Now, as promised, here is the Bank of Canada update. The Bank of Canada just held its overnight lending rate at 2.25%. This is a sixth hold in a row, and I want to tell you what that actually means for you and your family in Windsor Essex County before a headline makes it sound more complicated than it is. If your family has been thinking about buying a home, your mortgage pre-approval is still valid. Your monthly payment has not changed. Nothing about your plans needs to change because of this rate announcement. The rate environment you have been planning around is exactly where it was. You can move forward with real confidence right now. If your family has been thinking about selling, the families who want to buy your home can still qualify at the same numbers they have been working with. Their buying power has not changed. The pool of families who can afford your home today is the same size it was before this announcement. Now, here's a part that got a little lost in the headlines. The Bank of Canada also predicted an economic rebound in the second half of 2026. We'll wait and see if that is true or not. Consumer spending have stayed resilient even through all the uncertainty. Exports picked up in the last quarter, and the Canadian businesses are adapting to the changing trade environment with the US, finding new ways to get their products to the market. That is not the language of things getting worse. This is the language of a gradual recovery starting to take shape. The bank is watching two real risks closely. Energy prices are up because of what's happening in the Middle East, and that has pushed headline inflation above 3%. And trade uncertainty around the Canada-US trade relationship continue to affect businesses' investment here in Windsor Essex County, where our economy has deep roots in the auto industry. Those are real factors. But they are being managed by a central bank that is paying very close attention and a business community that is adapting faster than most people expected. For your family, the most practical takeaway is this: 6 consecutive holds at 2.25% means a rate environment that is stable and predictable. And stable and predictable are something your family can build a major financial decision around with real confidence. I want to leave you with one thought today. Because every number in this market report is a person or a family who sat at their kitchen table and made a decision they hope will change their life for the better. 248 families move forward. 360 families are in a different chapter of the same journey. Some of those 360 families have to make their move soon and are figuring out the right way to get there. Some are choosing to wait until the terms feel right. And some are watching from the sidelines trying to figure out if now is their moment. Wherever you are in that right now is a completely valid place to start a real conversation. Each month I get to help families just like you make the right informed decision, and I would be genuinely honored to do the same for you and your family. Drop a comment right now. Tell me where you are. Are you thinking about selling? Are you thinking about buying for the first time? Are you coming back after stepping away? Do you have to make a move, or are you trying to figure out if the timing is right? I read every single comment and I personally respond to them. Oh, do not forget to check my other videos coming up right here on the channel. Every single week I sit down with the real numbers so you could always know where things are in Windsor Essex County before you make any decision. My name is Kris Ramotar. I'm a local realtor right here in Lakeshore in Windsor Essex County. Take care, stay safe, have a great day, have a great weekend, have a great week, have a great month, and see you soon. Bye now. See ya.